Hey, what's going on, guys? Bizkit Rebellion, and I am doing this video just to share my thoughts on the recent announcement of Scott Lobdell, who posted on Comic Vine announcing that he will end Teen Titans with Teen Titans issue 30 and the annual, which comes out in April, I believe. Now, before I show you guys my true reaction to when I first heard that, let me just give you my thoughts on the decision making and what is going on right now. So, Scott Lobdell decides to end the series. I'm pretty sure he wasn't the one that decided this. I think it was DC's executives are the ones that actually wanted this to happen. So, this raises a lot of questions. Since he is ending the series with the Teen Titans fighting against Nowhere in a final battle, that means it will end the whole conflict between Teen Titans and Nowhere. I still have a lot of questions. What happens to Kid Flash? What happens to Wonder Girl? What happens to Solus? What happens to Raven? What happens to Beast Boy? You know, those characters. Now, Tim Drake, I'm not so worried due to the fact that he is announced to be a main character in the weekly series Batman Eternal. So, in a way, we're not going to see Tim Drake in Teen Titans. Let's say if they do decide to relaunch the series, we're not going to see Tim Drake because he's going to be in Batman Eternal, which makes sense. But anyway, what happens to any of those characters? Not to mention, we also have the subplot of Raven, where she is planning on either betraying the team or finding a way to stop her father, which is currently thinks that he is mind controlling her, or maybe he actually is. I'm not sure. But anyway, those are the questions that I have. If you're ending the series, then what happens to those story arcs? What happens to these characters? Where are they going to be? Are they going to be in the so-called relaunch of the Teen Titans, or what? And the reason why I'm saying the relaunch of Teen Titans is because it says it right here. He is planning to end the series. Not the story arc. Not him just leaving Teen Titans. He is ending the series. That means we're not going to see any more Teen Titans for a while. So, like I said, it raises a lot of questions. So, my thoughts on him ending the series. Is it good or is it bad? I have to say, for the most part, it is good. Because Teen Titans, for now, has a bad reputation now. Yes, Scott Lobdell hasn't done any justice for the series. A lot of people hate his story arcs and also hate his characters. In a way, if you look at it like this, especially if you have read Volume 1, 2, and 3, the Teen Titans are basically juvenile delinquents, just causing havoc and mayhem. While they think they're saving the day or something, they're basically making things worse. And really, how should I say this? It just flopped. Teen Titans, the whole series, just flopped. I don't know what was going on through Scott Lobdell's head, or maybe he had some conflictions between the editors or something, but the series flopped. And it did no justice for the Teen Titans. So him ending the series, in a way, was the actual justice. Let's just end the series. Maybe we could pretend it never happened, but secretly I don't want that to happen because I don't want to see another relaunch of a series. Or not a relaunch, another reboot of the series. Because we don't need any more reboots. Let's keep the continuity, but take the important stuff out and continue with it. Leave the other ones and pretend it never existed. For example, the whole Tim Drake on a makeout spree where he kissed Wonder Girl and Solus, but it turns out he was a demonic, or not demonic, but he was possessed by a demon. Take that out. Nobody needs that. Let's pretend that never happened. But anyway, stuff like that, let's take that out. But important ones like Raven's subplot, Bart Allen's origin, the fact that everybody might find out that Connor is dead, or the original Superboy is dead, the whole future thing with Beast Boy and Rose, let's keep that. Because I feel like another writer can actually do some interesting things with those subplots. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty much what I think about the whole decision. I am a little bit curious because they have mentioned, or DC has mentioned, that they're planning on making a spin-off for Teen Titans where it features Raven leading a group of teenagers to go up against her father. Think of it as the new Teen Titans, but just the New 52 version of it. That's the way how I see it. So I'm not sure if they're pushing forward that. If not, then we can just say the whole subplot is pointless, if that was the case. But not to mention they also hyped up a lot of people for saying, oh my god, Raven's gonna have her own team and stuff like that. It's gonna be the whole new Teen Titans all over again. If that doesn't happen, then you basically hype people up for no reason. But anyway, I am curious as to what happens after Scott Lobdell leaves. Who is going to write Teen Titans? Or who's going to write stories that are associated with the Teen Titans? For now, I can only think of two people who I actually want to see them write Teen Titans. The first one is J.T. Curl. J.T. Curl has done a phenomenal job with Teen Titans and I believe Titans, which was, think of it as Teen Titans but grown up and they did their own team. Hold on, I think I said it wrong. It's like all the nostalgic members of the Teen Titans form their own team and they're no longer, it's like they dropped the word Titan or teen, sorry. They dropped the word teen and they basically call each other Titans now. He did that series and he's done a phenomenal job. He also was the one that wrote the last issues for Teen Titans Volume 3, which I believe it started from issue 88 to 100, and he has done a phenomenal job. He actually fixed some of the stuff that other writers did that broke Teen Titans. He actually fixed them. So I actually want to see him back and write Teen Titans due to the fact of how much of a good job he did with the team before the New 52. Another writer I want to see, and I'm a little bit hesitant, it's Geoff Johns. Yes, Geoff Johns, the infamous great writer that DC has. Let's be honest, the beginning of Teen Titans Volume 3 was freaking awesome. Let's be honest. Even though he didn't keep that much continuity from the past Teen Titan volumes, he still has done a great job. Though, the reason why I'm hesitant to actually want him to write Teen Titans again is because what he has done with the team during the events of Infinite Crisis and 1 year later. It's almost like he basically didn't give a shit about them anymore. I don't know what happened, but it's just, let's just say things weren't good. But anyway, those are the only two writers that I actually want to write Teen Titans again. I'm willing to take anybody else. I mean, Mar Wolfman, who else? George Perez, maybe? There was this other writer that a lot of people wanted to see him write Teen Titans, and I forgot his name. His name totally escapes me. Shit. Oh, Tony S. Daniel, who I believe was currently writing Superman and Wonder Woman, which if you haven't read that comic, I highly suggest you read that because it's pretty awesome. But they also wanted him to write Teen Titans. If he's gonna write Teen Titans, hey! Basically at this point, I'll take what I can get. I can really take what I can get because Scott Lobdell, wow. But anyway, more power to him. I actually hope he keeps writing comics because he has actually done some good comics. For example, he has done Generation 13, which personally I actually like that comic, especially the character Fairchild, who is also part of the team The Ravagers, which I really want to know what's going on with her. But anyway, that's besides the point. He also, let me see. He also was the person who wrote the beginning issues of Superboy because... Hold on. He wrote the beginning issues of Superman because a lot of people kept on asking how Superman, or not Superman, sorry, Superboy. Wow, my mind just totally went blank for a minute. He wrote the beginning issues of Superboy because a lot of people kept on asking how did Superboy get involved with the Teen Titans? They didn't believe that he was set out to be a bad guy. So he wrote the beginning issues, and when I read it, it was pretty awesome. I actually understood Superboy's origin, I understood what he was going through, even though I didn't like his personality that much, and the fact that he wasn't really that much associated with Superman, which made me kind of sad a little bit, but I still enjoyed the book. I feel like Scott Lobdell is only good when he writes comic book characters in solo series, if you get what I mean. For example, if he were to write a character story, just one character, I believe he would do a good job. But if he writes a team-based story, I feel like that's where he flops. And I'm not sure if he doesn't know how to handle certain characters. I'm not sure if it's because a lot of people expected him to do certain things. I'm not sure if it's because of the editorial changes that they do. Because let's be honest, a lot of editors change a lot of things, and writers don't like that. Maybe that's what happened, and he was forced to do it. I'm not sure. I just know that when it comes to team-based comics, he has done horrible jobs with it. Uncanny X-Men, let's just say that's what got me to hate X-Men. So yeah, I didn't do that much justice there. And Teen Titans is another example of him flopping when it comes to group or team-based comic book series, if you get what I mean. But anyway, that's pretty much it. My thoughts on this whole decision. More power to Scott Lobdell, and more power to anybody that's going to replace Scott Lobdell for the so-called, let's put this on quotes, Teen Titans relaunch. So anyway, what are your thoughts of this decision? Do you actually agree with some of the stuff that I'm saying? Do you hate Scott Lobdell? I'm pretty sure a lot of people do, but if you actually do like Scott Lobdell, let me know why. Really, let me know why, because I'm actually interested. I want to have like a nice conversation with somebody that actually likes something that I hate, because I just want to know why that person would like it. Not that I want to make fun of that person, but I'm just really interested. But anyway, as I promised, I'm going to show you my first reaction of when I first read Scott Lobdell was going to leave Teen Titans. So anyway, my name is Bizkit. See you guys later. Peace out.